Find out soon, Virtus Pro versus Virtus Pro Polar.
And we actually are going to get a chance to see Tidehunter this game, which, correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't seen it both games, have we?
Seen?
Like the hero has not been picked.
What, Elder Titan?
No. Tidehunter.
Oh, Tidehunter.
It was picked the first game.
It was picked.
It was picked with a Titan again.
Okay, yeah, okay. I remember now. All right, so VP Polar going with the Slark this game, as they did last game.
Yeah.
And are we going to see another PA? That's my question. I think it's actually quite a bit easier to pick PA when you have Tidehunter, because it's one of those heroes that just stops the fight, right, for a couple of seconds, and sometimes it's really all you need on a PA.
A bit of extra minus armor never hurts with Elder Titan as well.
Yeah.
I actually like this opening of Polar a lot better. Choosing to go for the VS with Slark is very nice. You have to save. You also are not in pressure of a Batrider. Like, I don't know, I like this opening a lot. Instead of like banning VS,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, you have the edge against the Batrider. You're not forced to pick it. I mean, they already chose their offlaner already. I think Tidon is quite clear the offlaner in that game. Titan pickup again, questionable. I think it could have been banned. I think he has a lot of impact in these games. I really think so.
Did he lose the first game? Elder Titan? No. Won the first game.
He won the first, he lost the second game. But I just think it's one of those heroes you, especially for Polar, if you are leading the game, like the second game, and you suddenly fall behind, it's just scary. Like once the carry, like a PA, gets items, the hero just explodes once he gets a crit.
Yeah, what was one of the crits? It was like 2.2k or something like that. It nearly one-shot Slark.
Yeah.
Really, that was the point in the game where I thought that it was over. Like, VP Classic, we're just going to take it right then and there, because they just immediately killed him. But either way, not going to see a PA yet in this particular game, although it is VP Classic's turn to pick. And I would expect them to... I guess they don't really have to worry about picking a support, because Sky and Venge have already been shown from VP Polar, so they could pick maybe a mid, or they could pick a core as seeing that there's already a Slark. But
they really do respect G though. If you look at the bans, all of them.
Nearly every single one.
I mean, Zeus Titan is a very good combo, but I also think Zeus Slark is a very underrated combo. Just because it syncs so well with the ultimate of Slark, you can kind of deward everything. You know, alright, they have vision here, Zeus Bolt, and you just take away the vision. I would not say it's a bad, I think it's actually one of the better hero to combo with a Slark, just because he already has so much burst in himself, but he usually is like this kind of edge away to killing someone. So that's, I mean, we ran these heroes together, and I feel like they have a lot of synergy.
Yeah.
That's all.
I think people actually underestimate how hard it is to play with no wards. Like, it's similar to when you guys played in Fnatic, you used to run Night Stalker mid a lot, and you used to go like Midas Aghanims.
Yeah.
And one of the teams back then, I think it was, maybe it was LGDN, because Pycat was one who told me this, is like, it actually just sucks playing against no vision all the time.
No, it makes you really depressed, actually.
Yeah, the way he described it is, we could not see anything for the whole game. And that's basically the same thing that what you try to do, I guess, with the Zeus Slark, is you just deward everywhere.
Yeah. And like, I feel like Zeus is probably gives you all this team fight that a Night Stalker does not give you, in a way. Like, he gives you kind of the vision for the team fight, which is a huge deal, obviously. But I don't know, Zeus is gonna give you all this 5-on-5. But yeah, it's taken out, and they pick up a mag.
For mag, I think. Usually plays at mid. The last time I've seen him.
You sure it's not Phobos Hero?
Yeah.
I don't think it's Phobos Hero.
I'm pretty sure it's mag Hero.
Okay.
I've seen him play at mid a few times for VP Polar, so.
So, with that being said, I still think that Magnus with a Slark is kind of nice. It does increase your farm rate a tiny bit, and I think Empower on a hero who is almost essentially purely stat-based is always going to be strong. So you gain benefit from both sides of it, so your base damage is going to be high.
Ooh la la.
I think this is still pretty strong, to be honest, because I don't... BP could go aggro, right? But it would be really wonky. Maybe they decide to just put the Slark in a 1v1 against maybe the Tide, put Mag mid like you guys were saying, and then pick another hero that can go aggressive.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like VP Classic would have very little options in terms of what they could do with their lanes.
I think leaving Slark against Tide alone is fine overall. Like, it's...
Yeah.
But it's not great. But if you can manage to, like, really keep down the tri lane, the Spectre tri lane, and I think Titan is actually a weak tri lane in start.
Yeah.
It's good against keeping one person alone, like off the lane. I think it's fine as a hero, but Spectre, Titan, and Dazzle is like Dazzle obviously is a stronger hero in the tri lane, but it is contestable, questionable if you do it, because I think Skywrath is actually one of the weaker heroes to contest with. But it's very doable.
Well, we'll see. Gonna see a last ban out here from VP as they've taken out Bat beforehand.
What if they do a solo safe lane Spectre?
You know what I think they should actually do? I think they should pick an Omni Knight last.
It's banned.
It's banned.
Oh,
yeah.
it is actually banned.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Rip
Who
strategy.
bans Omni Knight?
In nearly every game, it's been banned.
Oh.
It's true.
I
Heroes
was like,
OP, man.
this is a really good Omni game. I mean, there's a Spectre can obviously aim for a diffusal, but
Yeah.
I just think Omni, Slark,
Magnus.
and then you get a Lincolns on Slark. The hero can do whatever he wants.
I still think he can kind of do whatever he wants, to be honest.
Yeah, like he can already do whatever he wants, but then he's like, okay, how do you? What do you do? Like going late game with Empor on his Slark. You're like, well, you're not gonna win late game. It's not gonna happen.
I mean, if anything, I think VP Polar's lineup is so strong right now. Like, they could pick any hero, really.
But I think, you know, like both lineups here, again, they lack push, so it's gonna be difficult. Like, looking at I mean, last game had push, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they just were so far behind in the early game that they couldn't really use the Death Prophet push that well, at least in the early game phase. You're forced to push this, but now I'm just afraid that it goes into this farming session again. The one good thing is that
Whoa,
Spectre
Timber.
usually forces aggression, like out of
Yeah.
the opponent team. So I'm not afraid of seeing like little kills. I think it's going to be a lot of kills this game.
Okay. Well, I mean, with the Timbersaw pick, I'm kind of inclined to agree. And that leads me more to believe that they're just going to dodge completely. Like, and they still could go aggro, but it doesn't really seem...
I think they should do a lane.
Dual lanes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
Because like Skywrath can keep the Titan away from the lane, and VS plus Timber is pretty good, to be honest. Like, you force two supports to be there. Dazzle alone he can't keep off like Timber plus VS. It's not happening. At least in start it would be nice, so Timber gets this kind of edge, while Tidehunter is still against the solo Skywrath, always is going to be in danger if Slark is able to join to get it,
Oh
like, to
la
die.
la. G Invoker.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I still think that, like, I would have liked to see Storm too. Like, I think Invoker's still good, but if you don't have, like, their initiation right now on the side of VP basically consists of a Blink Tide, and I guess
I'm
Haunt.
just afraid Storm against Mac and Skywrath. You know, like, unless he has a really good game.
Yeah.
Well, if they went dual lanes like you were expecting, it would be super easy to know when the ganks are coming.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
like, let's say they don't go for dual lane, the dual lanes, and then you have a VS ganking you or a Skywrath ganking you. It's like, it can be not your greatest game, to be honest.
Yeah.
What getup is this? Doesn't
don't
G
know.
have his own Invoker set?
He looks like Magneto or something. It's weird.
I think it's just looks nice.
I had a dream that I had my own Invoker set in Dota 2. And it was Neo with sunglasses, like he was wearing a Neo cape.
He just had the trench coat
And
on.
he actually had an extra spell called Bullet Time.
Oh my god. This is why you're not allowed to design things.
I'm allowed to dream though.
I would like to see a, you know, I wanted to have a dark Invoker set, like a
that's,
black one.
That's what I was going for, like really
it's-
dark purple.
But it's not allowed.
Not even really dark purple?
30 seconds
No,
to battle.
I think there's one purple set for Invoker, but you can't go dark in color. Like,
I don't know. That cape's pretty dark to me.
That's quite dark. That's true. But you're not allowed to go black, pretty much. Like, this purple color is like the darkest you can go.
Ah,
It's
okay.
kind of like a navy.
So if you're Invoker, since I know you play a ton of it, I figure I'll just ask you, do you think Exort for pushing potential in this game? Or do you think that Tornado EMP is actually
Battle
quite strong?
begins.
You know, recently I like started to play a lot of like Quaswex again. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not a fan of it because I feel like what you gain out of Exort on, I mean, I guess to me on Dire, for example, if you play Dire Invoker, I think Exort is usually the better, unless you have a Joe on your team. I think Joe is like the one exception. Where suddenly Quaswex gets like beyond strong. But he looks to go for the Quaswex. And I mean, against the Timber, it's pretty good. Against Slark, it's so-so if you can get the pounds away. One way you can always stop the pounds is later on when you just use the Deafening Blast. You can not escape. Like, the Deafening will always stop. If you use a good timing, you will get mana burn, no matter what.
Why did G just rush a salve?
Maybe he just wants to play super aggro? I don't know. I mean, when you're playing against
really
a Magnus, you kind of want to pressure him as hard as you can, I guess, but...
I think they are contesting, so he pretty much can play as aggressive as he wants. Like, he really can.
But I mean, that's why you buy the salve, though, right? Because you know you're going to be tanking creeps a lot of the time.
Yeah. You can do it. At the same time, I feel like 2 early points in Quas, you are usually safe.
You're good, like.
Like, you're quite safe. And then, you know, it kind of hurts going for anything else than rushing the face roots.
Well, for the early game at least, I don't think we're going to be seeing a whole lot of action. It's basically just going to be a lot of even laning phase. Although, as I say that, VP Polar are kind of moving around here.
I think you still go Exhort. I think he still goes Exhort.
Opening with Quas?
Yeah.
Well, he's got 2 quads now, so he's definitely going to be going for the click at the very least.
I think he's going Quaswex. I would never open up with Quas if I would go Exhort. I just feel like, I mean, sure, you can harass a lot, but at the same time, against the melee especially, you lose so much damage.
Yeah. And I think you can just play more of the CS game, and you don't even necessarily have to just go full-out harass if you're Exhort.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just out-CS him really badly.
At level 3, you're going to have Forage, and with Forage, you're going to get almost all CS.
Well, I
think he's going Exhort?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think if you open up with Quas, you usually tend to go for the Quaswex. And I mean, I wouldn't say it's a bad time to go for the Quaswex as well. It's actually kind of cool, I think, against, with the Titan. You know, with Titan on top,
that's true, actually.
Your damage is actually pretty legit.
And the Tidehunter as well, to set up all the more difficult stuff.
Right, and I mean, you know, one thing I haven't really tested is you go for Quaswex, and then you rush the Urn. Urn is really good, actually.
Yeah, because you have so many levels in Quas, they're always stunned.
Yeah, like the stun is actually really nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what G actually opts to do here. And he is going for Quaswex as he now has
Look what Lil's doing.
A Tornado.
Bit of Cliff Jungle.
I mean, it's fine, honestly. Like, what else is he going to do? He can't really gank mid. They even have a high ground ward here. And even though Mag's, like, eating a lot of harass, he's still CSing fairly well. Like, he's only 3 behind which he is right now. I think with that being said, like, oh, bottom. Phobos taking some damage here. He'll be fine. But do you still go Midas as Quaswex, or do you just go, like, phase drums?
I personally like getting Midas, just because I think Invoker is probably the hero that benefits the most from levels.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other hero that needs levels more. I really don't think so. Like, you want to have the 17 ASAP. And also, especially on Quaswex, I think your farm rate slows down quite marginally. One way to play Quaswex is you aim for the early Orchid, which can be very efficient. It can be, but let's say you don't get the kills and you go for the Orchid, it's like so-so. But yeah, like it's one of these momentum-based kind of, especially Quaswex. If you don't get kills, it doesn't pay off. It really does not pay off.
I feel that it's risky almost to go Quaswex, because sometimes you don't get up off the ground and you don't get them early points in Wex, and then you're just kind of...
I mean, Quaswex is great against pushes, but then I look at the VP Polar lineup, they have 0 push.
Yeah.
Like, they actually have 0 push.
Oh, top lane. Could be seeing the first blood here. FNG doing some damage here. Got a magic missile off, and teleport reaction from Jotum. He's going to be able to shadow wave his Tidehunter. He'll be A-okay. I mean, honestly, Sedoya has gotten a ton from this lane. He almost has arcane boots. He has 17 CS. Although I guess you could argue that Timber's doing pretty much just as well.
Yeah.
And he gets the first blood with that long distance Timber chain on the Elder Titans, so.
Oh my god.
You were talking about one support not being able to zone a Timber.
That hurts.
And having like early mana boots on Timbersaw, nearly level 6.
And almost 6.
Yeah.
The 6 is the scary part. Like, when you get the mana boots, you don't even have to go close anymore. You just like focus, alright, Spectre wants to CS, you just chain, he can't sustain on the lane. He really can't.
Especially since Phobos now is 6, like he has Chakram as well.
Yeah, I meant with a Chakram.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He just Chakrams him. And goes in, goes back. Like he does that twice and Spectre can't, like he
can't even come to lane.
can't stay on the lane. One thing about the Cosvex on Invoker, I guess, is it is kind of space create. Like you create the early space for Spectre as well, while Exort is more of you need
take space.
You either have this great setup, you know, like you have a Sand King, you have like something to keep people in place, like an SD, whatever, and you just work on Sunstrike, but they have nothing like that, so it's alright.
Well, the earn purchase is actually going to be on the Spectre here, so I would expect BZZ actually to start haunting to some team fights once he gets level 6. But I mean, considering he was against a Timbersaw who is farming quite well, he doesn't have great CS by any means, but the safe laner of BB Polar is actually behind him.
I think y'all might be in trouble.
Oh, he does have a Dazzle near him, so he only has enough mana for one spell though. He's going to have to choose what he wants to use. Oh, he wanted an RP there, at least it looked like it. He baits out the Grave. He's not doing any damage right now.
The
okay,
spear,
this is
man.
ridiculous. Like,
he's spearing them all.
He's just auto-attacking them out. He actually dispels the haste right there. Mag is going to end up trading his own life for just a support. That is actually... it's okay. I guess G had to walk all the way bottom.
He's very fast, though.
I mean, it was a lot of space creation, but I just feel like he could have just RP'd him, gotten the kill. He just... I mean, he wanted to get 2 people together.
Yeah,
you could see that. Like, he really was trying to get those
maneuver
2
himself
people together. But I think in the end, it hurted him more than anything.
Oh, I think Venge... Oh, nice TP.
Don't do
Oh,
it.
Oh, no.
the tornado. He hits it.
Yeah.
Mag coming in. He still has RP. Don't think he's close enough, though. A Shockwave's going to land.
It's pretty good.
I don't know. This game is interesting. Like, the safe laners both pretty much have the same amount of farm. The offlaners are both getting a lot. It just seems like everybody in this game is farming, except for the supports.
Have at it, boys.
But I feel like as long as Spectre actually has a decent time, like he has a good time, I think it hurts in a way VP Polar a bit more if Tidehunter gets an early Blink Dagger. But that's hard to say. Like I just feel like that generally Timbersaw is so against these heroes. Because you don't really see a lot of strength heroes. It's like a really good hero against strength heroes.
That's true.
Against Spectre is like, I don't know, I feel like Spectre is like whatever. I don't know. I feel like Timbersaw doesn't really do too much against the Spectre carry.
Oh, Q being really aggressive as usual.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he is opting to go for the
think he could have
drums
killed
there.
him there.
Yeah.
I really think he could have killed him
cold
there.
snap.
Yeah? He had the EMP and the cold snap up. I think he had the invoke ready. I mean, when we looked at him, we had it ready, but I think he had it ready, so probably could have gotten the kill there.
Maybe he was afraid of TPs because it was kind of dark.
It's a nice rotation play though of G here. He gives space to the Titan. They're going for the RP onto the Titan.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, Tornado's off. I think Gil's going to die because of that. Or the EMP could go off and stop Mag from having any mana. The cold snaps there as well. BZ comes in with the value auto attack to get an assist and some earn charges.
Alright.
I don't know. That's
an RP use as well. It's very costly.
There's a solo RP on a support.
Does he?
ET.
Does the Mag rush the dagger? Like, is he rushing the dagger, or is he?
No, he has
he went
arcanes.
for mana. Was okay.
So he's still very far away
But
from having blink.
the two deaths, they really hurt him. I mean, I think probably the best on Mag, in my opinion, is how to kill bottom.
His stick and mana.
Very nicely played there by G.
Yeah,
He's doing really well. He's everywhere.
Nice space creation for the Spectre.
Yeah.
It's really good. But my point earlier is I think the best way to play Mag, from my point of view, is rushing the early dagger.
And just farm until you get it.
You just the thing is you can stack the big camp, you get the early dagger, and it's like you want to use heroes like Mag, Puck. You just want to use ultis. Like it doesn't matter who it is in the early game. You just ulti. You go for every kill.
Yeah.
If it's not like if you're not even on Tidehunter, for example, like I think using that early ulti, for example, you're on the offlane, you get 6, and most likely, unless you have a mid-target to gank that is killable, someone rotate onto that lane with a smoke, you get a kill with an ulti. You should use your ultis in the early game. It really is. It doesn't benefit anyone just saving off the ultis.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment. And in a way, it's not even just about the ulti too. It's like a blink skewer can kill a hero in the early game just as easily as an RP. So
Yes.
you have multiple opportunities to find those.
I mean, I guess
kills.
it's harder to, you know, like find the initiation onto Invoker before the blink. That's why I think the blink rush is really important. And also, Cosvex Invoker is one of those, like, if you actually manage to kill the Invoker, when he goes for that build, it hurts him a lot. Like, you want to be the one on the...
Offensive.
Yeah, like, you want to go for the kills on Invoker. But if you kill him, it hurts him a lot in the early game. It really does.
What do you think of 4 points in Quas and 4 points in Wex instead of like 3 and maxing Wex?
I mean, I prefer maxing out the Wex earlier, like to skip the 3 in.
Yeah.
But it scales a bit better with a tornado, just with the timing.
Oh.
And
Top lane,
With the
Sadoy.
lift time, yeah.
He's caught here. The Stomp's going to come out. Stays him for a little bit. He still has his Ravage up. Looks like they're not going to choose to pursue this out. Both teams just going to back up.
but generally, I think the 4 points in Quas, if he would have gotten the urn, I mean, you know, I haven't really played too much with it, but like I saw it a lot recently,
It's
and
so
I think
good.
urn on Invoker, you know, just for the proccing, and it procs all the time, and then you have also the lower time on your cold snap,
On
like
the
the time
cooldown,
in
yeah.
between. So it really pays off to get urn on that hero.
Yeah.
And when you do these rotations, you're gonna get the charges anyway.
True.
Well, BZZ does have an urn, and he has Haunt. So I think whenever they're trying to go on somebody, if they like commit a cold snap or something like that, and BZZ has the urn there, it's pretty much just as good.
That's when G gets one and just stands closer to him all the time. Like
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's true. He can still proc it. I mean, they have the urn, so it's like, yeah, it's all right.
I also think that in a way, like just having really early like Yule's drums or Force drums on the Invoker, like 800 gold doesn't sound like a lot, or 875, but it's almost a Staff of Wizardry, right? So having those items up that early is quite strong, I think.
He goes for the eels. I mean, I actually think it would be a really good game for an Orchids Rush as well.
Yeah, the
Just because
Timber, Mag,
Timber,
Sky.
Mag, Sky, and even Slark, if he doesn't,
Yeah.
is not ready on the Dark Pact, that's really scary for all those heroes to get early silence.
That's true. Yule's is also pretty good though. You have like they have a lot of initiation on you.
Yeah,
And
you
you can
just
dodge-
have
you can
to
dodge
be.
it quite a bit.
You kind of can only react though. Like you're not the one initiating.
Yeah, true.
And you like once Invoker is missing and you reach like level like let's say 11 plus, you just walk around with Ghost Walk, and then you have this fear of dying just because of the silence. Like you can solo kill people, and
You're
especially
force
the scout,
five-manning, like,
and the scout with a for the Spectre. So you silence someone, he's guaranteed dead.
Yeah.
Well, G's making another rotation here. It's going to be towards top as FNG and Lil are both going to smoke near the tier 2, and G's going to walk right into him. Sentry's dropped here. G could be in some trouble. Here's the silence. He does have a drum charge if he wants to try to run from this. BZZ, he's going to use the Haunt. Question is, does he go in? He
Nice
actually
tornado.
did. And the Invoker's already dead. The rest of VP Classic are behind BZZ right now. They still have Ravage. They want to try to kill Illidan, but I don't think they'll be able to.
That was a difficult target to go on, like turning on the Slark there. Oh.
Yeah, they got a stomp, but I don't think they can follow it.
Timber also rotated in there, right?
Yep. ETP top.
It kind of hurts a lot, actually. I think. I mean, he's quite farmed. He's closing in on his Bloodstone. He's not too far from it. Like he really had a good time on the off lane.
I think having like a melee core bottom and a melee support, sure you had Sky there, but the Sky actually ended up leaving at some point, and that's when he actually ended up getting first blood on the Elder Titan. So he's definitely not had too hard of a time.
He's aiming for this early Vanguard. over-
Okay, they ravage him too. Wow, they really wanted that kill.
No mercy.
Good kill though. Using the Ravage, like I think it's really important actually.
I guess every second it's not on cooldown, it's kind of a waste nearly.
Yeah, I mean, just saving Ravage doesn't pay off. It really doesn't. It's always funny when you play those pops and you find often pop players that like, all right, guys, I need to get this 5-man Ravage,
Yeah.
or it's a waste.
Same with Black Hole.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same with Black
Yeah.
Hole. Even a Black Hole early onto like, sure, maybe not the poorest support, but getting a kill onto even your 4th position hurts. You're not going to use it anyway.
Oh, middle lane, BZZ. See you later.
He fell too tanky there.
Bit of
I mean, that's Blink for Mag as well, and Slark. So this is a really nice timing for VP Polar.
I don't understand the force staff like against Slark, and I guess it's pretty good against Sky and
It's
Timber.
still really good against like Venge Stun, being able to run away from basically anything but the Slark. Like just force staffing out of a
But
Skywrath
the
combo,
Eul's
for
does it all
example.
better though, I think.
Well, yeah, but you can only do it to yourself.
I like the force stuff. I think it's the right item choice. Just because you protect yourself with a tornado, you
Yeah.
save time, then you force. I mean, it's not. It's also like this whole.
Oh, RP here onto G. He's gonna get forced. Okay, he's dead. Wow.
Holy
That
crap.
damage.
The trolls are real.
I mean, it's still quite even. And
It's
if G had actually, well, actually, I think he still would have died. Never mind.
This ward middle lane,
Yeah.
it's actually got like 2 pickoffs on the 2 of their cores.
Yeah.
They're using the ulti as well.
The creeps weren't high ground
perfect.
there, right? So they definitely know that there's vision around there.
They both have a ward though, middle.
Yeah.
That one they just placed after
Or they just place after the
after the Spectre death, yeah.
could be a potential D-ward then as well.
Well, it's 5 kills to either team. I just can't believe, actually, how farm Sadoy is. Like, he's got 71 CS.
I just think right now they haven't used the smoke yet. He should carry one. I just think for initiations, like it's too good to not carry a smoke.
Yeah.
Like especially if, like, let's say you used your early 2 smokes and you're like, all right.
Going.
Oh, they're definitely going ham here on Phobos, and he's going to be dying here. Ooh, one more auto attack gets it.
And that's where it's actually really crucial. I think Timber, you know, is one of those heroes that you can snowball super hard. You get your early Bloodstone and suddenly you're like, all right, you have 15 charges just like that because you can kill. But if the Bloodstone gets delayed, it hurts already. Then you get a Bloodstone timing. Then you feel like, all right, I might already need a Blink or a BKB or something like
the
that.
The impact of the Bloodstone is a lot later. Like. Gee.
B gets stunned. Here comes the Ravage, just gonna hit on 3. Lil dies immediately. The Spirit was there as well. The damage output coming out from VP Classic, insanely high.
That was a great initiation by G there. He just gave all the like timing for the Ravage. He pretty much he had nothing. Like Cedo really had the easy run in the park there. Like was really good.
Question is, did VP Polar decide to defend this tower? It's not. Looks like it's gonna be dead already.
What do you go next on G?
I think, I don't know, I feel like Orchid still pays off.
You could go for like a super
the
late
other thing
Midas
is,
as well.
The other thing is Hex, but it's Midas right now, I wouldn't get any. I don't know. I mean, I think it's maybe not bad, but
He's only level 11 at nearly 20. Like, he's pretty underleveled. For an Evoker.
I think you either want to get it early. I don't know. Hey, I think Midas not bad ever on the hero, but just because, you know, like usually the pace of your game is good in start because you can get these kills really easy. There's no daggers, there's no like 5-on-5ing, and
he's going back for the Orchids. So.
And he's getting the Orchids. Cool. Good item pickup, I think. It's good against. It's also good against Slark, kind of like if you have a ward or whatever, like, and you usually don't.
You have the high ground advantage.
You don't rush BKB on the hero. It just hurts.
I think it's important to note too, like for the Orchid in this game, it's still really strong because not a single hero on the side of VP Polar has even one item towards a BKB.
Yeah.
So you know that the Orchid purchase, depending on how like far you are into it, is still going to remain pretty relevant.
And it also hurts a lot. I think on Mac, you know, like if you go for the BKB now, you kind of want to force step first. I think it's force step on Mac is really good for this. You know, with Dagger, you can usually jump this 1k range, like at best. And you want to be, like the initiation on Mac that's really good is usually like this 1.3k range, something like that. Just because you're out of vision. Like you can always position yourself where you can jump so the opponent can't see you, which is really important. It's like kind of everything about Mac ultis.
Yeah.
If you group up, it's just going to be a lot easier with a force staff to get the initiation off.
Yeah.
But like the next item has to be a BKB after that because he's forced into it, but it's not going to be anywhere close. And the way the game goes right now is that Invoker, if he can get another kill, he's going to get an Orchids quite fast. Like he's going to get it, and then it's really dangerous for Mac as well.
Holy shit.
Illidan's taking quite a chunk of damage here. I think he'll be fine though.
He has his ulti as well.
The Blink actually is still going to be up here. In the meantime, they managed to kill G in the top lane while they're chasing him down. BZZ actually committing a haunt to this. Even uses the reality, but realizes that he can't chase. So for BZZ, we haven't talked about him a whole lot because he's a Spectre, really.
Kinda
And
doing his own thing.
He's still been farming a lot, and he's been involved in more than half of his team's kills. And Illidan actually re-engaging here. Stomp going to go off, times it pretty well. Illidan stuck here for the time being. They don't have any more
Blocking
urn
the
charges.
leap.
Can they kill him? He wants to try to block the leap, but no! BZZ
On the
actually
regen room.
auto-attacks instead of walking forward. Might have actually been able to kill him there.
It's like the thing is, you have to make a choice. You kind of need to kill him in time,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you're like, all right, I need to block him as well. So where do I? It's a lot of. I think it's a very micro intense to do that. Like when you choose, like when you bait the kind of
Yeah.
jump as well.
Well,
But
we
it's
were-
definitely easier for Slark to escape there.
Yeah. Are we thinking Radiant still for the Spectre, just for the purpose of canceling
Yes.
blinks?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
I think it's a must on the hero.
Yeah.
I really think it's a must. In like every game, I don't think Radiance ever is a bad decision. Just because on Mac, he can't initiate for like 6 seconds, 7
Yeah.
seconds.
It's ridiculous, actually. Yeah.
And just like your farm speed also increases by so much.
And Lil will actually fall over if he gets a Radiant. So will.
all right, they commit a Ravage here to Illidan, but his Dark Pack timing removes the stun. He's going to leap into the trees, and they are not going to kill him. Well, we talked about the liberal ulti use of Sidoi, but
guess you
that
also
one
have to-
unfortunately not
Did
so
he
great.
dart? He didn't tornado. Did he? G didn't tornado.
No, I don't think he did. I mean, it's really hard to notice the Dark Pack timing because you can't really tell when he uses it at the start. You just kind of have to feel for it. So if you use an ulti like that,
Did they smoke for it though?
I think they just blinked. Like they blinked on him and
is under attack.
then he just decided to
It
Ravage.
doesn't work though. Like
Yeah.
there's no way during night that is gonna work if Slark
Yeah.
is paying it. Like
top.
he will pay attention.
Solo RP here onto Yol, right into a Skywrath ulti.
Oh, Sidoi is pretty angry.
Yeah, they can reality for this maybe. Oh, he's TPing, never mind.
There's no cancel.
Yeah. They kind of have a lack of disable really on VP. I mean, they have Stomp, sure, but it's kind of hard to cancel TPs with Stomp. You're really relying on Cold Snap and I guess a Ravage, right?
That's kind of one of the reasons I was saying Yules would be.
You
pretty
know,
good.
actually, I think it sounds maybe a bit strange, but I think an Eels on Tide is not too bad in this game. It sounds very strange, but the thing is, he can have the mech to get more tanky, but you know, like Slark, especially in the later portion of the game, he wants to jump Tide, so he forces a Ravage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Eels is one of the best items to delay exactly that.
BZZ. He gets graved. Is he actually going to be able to TP out of
Yep.
this? Wow, nicely done.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Jadam knows that. He does not have a TP up. G coming in here. Sidoi, he gets an Anchor Smash on 2. They manage to take out the supports almost immediately as the Venge and Skywrath
The
do
minus
fall.
armor doing
Phobos,
so much
he
damage.
wants to get out of here, but he just can't. He's going to have to go back to dodge the EMP. He has one more Timber Chain. Sidoi, he blinks forward, and there's
Kills
the Bloodstone
himself.
Suicide. In the meantime, Yol caught here by Illidan and Mag.
As Lumi would say, Sudoku.
Sudoku Stone, yes.
I would still say that's the fight for VP. It was a good fight for VP Classic here. Like any fight they win when Tide under ulti is down
Yeah.
is kind of a win in itself, and they traded even. So definitely in favor for VP Classic here. I also think at this point, like when I talked earlier about using your ulti, I don't think it's worthy at that point to use the Mac ulti onto a Titan. I don't think it pays off. Like in the early stage when there's like, you
You're
know,
not getting
you
towers
just
and-
want to aim for this early blink for stuff. It's a good timing to just use the use the RP on the Mac. But at this point, when he has Force and Dagger, you maybe
expect
rather
more
want to
from
aim
it.
for the Skura kill and not use the Ravage, because when it's down, kind of everyone is semi-safe.
Oh,
Speaking of safe,
he's
BZZ.
TPing here.
He has ulti up as well, so he can join the fight again. Oh,
If he
yeah.
TP'd home, he could. I guess he wants to get that Radiance up.
Yeah, it's still a good TP though, because if you're not going to fight and you just want to be able to farm,
He had a Quelling
could have
Blade.
just walked out.
Yeah, we're Quelling Blade.
no way, man. He's got a next level it. He's got a TP like 5 feet.
Was that a quick cast TP now?
Maybe. It's actually a good point. Could have been. All right, so I think at this point, honestly, the biggest problem I can see for VP Polar is that their supports are so underleveled
Weak,
and
yeah.
like under farm that the Radiant Spectre is actually just gonna kill them. Like,
Do you remember the
Zeus game?
Oh my god.
yeah, that was pain.
The most hilarious part was Shaker getting a pipe. Boots pipe.
Yeah, rushing pipe. Like 55-minute pipe.
And he still died.
And Bulba only had the staff with
Yeah, he died every time.
I mean, really, if you're a support in that position, what do you do?
No, it's like...
Why smoke?
I think you stay in Fountain, but then A ulti can snipe you as well.
Yeah. All right, well, Illidan now finishing up his Scotty.
Oh, gee, not exactly stealthy.
Nah, it doesn't matter. He's not going to hit the EMP, and he's not going to be able to get a kill either.
One thing that's worth mentioning is the timing of Titan. I think getting the EOS on Titan means a lot. You're set. Like, when you have that, you hit 11, you're set. Like, that's kind of the timing you want as early as possible. That's when you have the most impact, because you natural order...
He did it again.
Yeah, so RP on the ult. I mean, they kill him every time.
Yeah, 100. But is it the right target, to be honest? I mean, he doesn't have the ult finished yet, so okay.
Yeah, the Yule's timing.
I think my previous point was once you have 11, you're kind of set on the hero. It doesn't even matter if you get levels or not. It really, like, it's cool to have higher level in stun. Of course, you want to have the 3 and 4 in stun, but at that point, natural order maxed out, you're kind of almost at your peak with that hero.
Yeah.
So we've seen EG do something similar with their Invoker, and it didn't really pay off. Like, it was about at this stage of the game,
They have a
actually.
sentry there to scout him out.
Where, like, G stops farming just to try and Orchid gank people, and all of a sudden, he, like, the game completely turned around.
It's the wrong setup in spells, though. In a way.
It's pardon?
I think it's the wrong setup in spells.
He should have Cold Snap first.
I think either you have Cold Snap or you have EMP.
EMP.
And then you start with EMP into Cold Snap. So that way you get a
Oh, yeah,
kill,
I agree, yeah.
guaranteed.
I mean, he hasn't... He's done a little bit of pressuring with the Orchid, but it hasn't been a tremendous amount, right? It's more like the threat of the Orchid that makes it good, not actually getting the kills. So, I don't know.
I would learn an extra level in Exhort as well, just one value point.
For Alacrity.
Yeah, and then you have the Alacrity.
And Ice Wall is actually quite good too.
You have WWE like queued up for when you come out of Invis.
That's one of those TPs that... Why do you TP in vision, like as Invoker? You show up that you TP onto another lane, so you show the opponent exactly what you're gonna do.
Yeah. And you also show you don't have a TP.
Because now Phobos knows, alright, there's no Invoker bottom anymore, I'm safe. I can push out the entire wave and I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, well, question is, do the rest of VP Polar get
Oh,
caught? They have a
Sidoi
sentry
is
here on the
very
high ground.
quick.
He's got a haste. He thinks he's safe, but he probably is not. The Kraken Shell timing, though, is so strong. He's going to be
Nice
able to get the
Ravage.
Ravage off. Hits on 2, canceling Mag's Blink. Now Mag is totally out of mana. He's going to have to pop his Arcane Boots, but still doesn't have enough for an RP. They have to run. They just kill Illidan.
There was a good timing by
really nice
by the
Ravage.
Ravage though,
Yeah.
because he knew that the what's it called, the
EMP?
No.
The Dark Pact.
The Dark Pact,
Yeah.
exactly. The Dark Pact was gonna proc before, and then he waited to get the Ravage on top.
Yeah.
So the EMP timing with the Ravage was really good. That he couldn't like jump out of the EMP, which was the important part.
Actually, Slark used the stick like before EMP. So after after the EMP, he didn't have mana to leap.
Yeah, to jump.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, we see Radiance now onto BZZ, which is really important. And bottom, Phobos, he's going to get caught here. He's Orchid. He doesn't have an Invoke right now. He's actually using the Ghost Walk to catch up. He wants to keep some clicking, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get that kill.
I think he had a chance of killing there. Actually.
Yeah.
If he continued chasing, it's not like he had anything better to do.
Do they want to actually try to turn this? Sidoi is just manning up. He's double silenced here. He's going for the mass body blocks. Where's the rest of his team? There's no escape items here on Lily. He's got another Gush in a couple of seconds. Pops the regen rune. He gets clipped by the Chakram, unfortunately. And the Tornado actually hits onto Phobos. Blink forward again. Gonna see a TP reaction coming in. It's Mag. He has his ulti ready. The rest of VP
They don't respect their ulti.
back.
I don't know.
I wonder what's the item progression is going to be on the Slark. I feel like he kind of wants to have a BKB.
All right, he wants to go in. He's going to find Jotum. Grave going to be used on himself. The rest of the team is just like, yeah, you're dead. We're not going to do this.
See you later. Do you just straight rush Refresher on Tide in this game on Sidoi?
I would say so.
Yeah. No Shivas.
I mean, I think I don't know. I feel like the Mac is a bit overrated on the hero.
Yeah.
I mean, he went for the Blink first, which is the right choice,
Yeah.
for sure. But I just feel like what has mech actually done? Unless you want to choose to push, it's like not really the greatest item to get, especially when you can have like this
Radiant's bottom
super great
tower
timing
is
on your
under attack.
refresher. Like,
Yeah.
once you get refresher, if it's
Just
that
win.
early, you win automatically every team fight you choose to.
I still think the timing's gonna. It won't be as good as that, like just saying, okay, well, our double Ravage just automatically wins us any engagement, but it'll still be really scary, I think, when he finishes it.
Definitely, but then again, if Slark, like, that's why I think Slark should get the beekeeping now, and now Timber finishes his as well. It's like, you have to get the RP, I mean the Ravage off in a really good manner.
Oh, y'all. Gonna spin around for a bit.
I think he's dead. Yeah. Lil going for a TP. Actually gets out. Nicely done.
G going for a solo pick. I think that's an easy kill. Oh, he used the
Is that enough
tornado.
damage? Nope.
No.
The Orchid actually hit him while he was in the air, so he's not going to get the bonus damage from that. And now he's actually just going to get caught out. Do they have any detection, though? That's the thing. All right, they RP on the ground. He actually pulls him out of chakram. There we go.
Okay.
He was very confident that he had hit that, so.
And FNG actually gets the kill as well. It's like, oh, you tried to gank me.
Well, he dropped a sentry. That means he needs to kill.
Yeah, that's how they kill him. Because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
dropped this.
Yeah, but it's like, you tried to kill me, and I'll kill you back.
Oh, pounce here on a Sadoy in middle lane.
The mech.
He doesn't even have enough mana to Ravage anymore. He's just getting all his stats stolen. He's going to go for the TP out, and he will be fine, but that gives Illidan 18 stacks.
Exactly. Those kind of things hurt so much against the Slark, because he suddenly can like, all right, I'm just going to solo walk around and just find people, because with these kind of amount of stacks, you just instant kill.
He's gone bottom to try and kill BZZ.
Yeah, he's got Blink in a couple of seconds. He's going to go for the leash here. He catches him, going for a TP.
Swap.
He's going to get stunned. He did.
In that position, should you always swap first because of the...
It's just like solo pick off, solo pick off, solo pick off. 3 in a row now. It's like,
Yeah. Snowball.
that's like a classical throw again. In that position, they have the Ravage up as well. They don't choose to take a smoke gang or like choose to take, I mean, objectives is hard because they don't really have push, but I feel like you have Ravage, you want to choose to group up and take the fight. Spectre should be farming somewhere else, but you're able to take this fight. And now they just get picked off the delay or everything, and I feel like, look at the late game is not in favor of VP Classic here. I mean, I think it's decent with Titan, of course, but I would still give the edge to VP Polar. Just Empower plus Slark is, like, in a one-on-one Slark against Spectre, I would always give the edge to the Slark, especially with the Empower.
Okay.
Just because it's like, you know, like, Spectre's kind of, in a way, like a
shot him that damage. Good lord. All right.
These 3 stacks are like, Spectre doesn't deal enough damage.
RP on 2. He's going to push him right into Illidan. The Dark Pact is there. Illidan leaps away on accident. Sadoy, he comes in realizing everyone is actually magic immune right now. Illidan's BKB is going to be wearing off in a couple of seconds. Illidan does not care. He does not care. He times his Dark Pact perfectly with the tornado. Dispels it straight away. Just kills the Tide. He does have buyout. He just wants to kill G, and he's going to.
And Ghost Walk was on cooldown as well.
Okay, he has 35 stacks right now. That's in shift.
And they just lost the game in 4 minutes.
4 minutes, yeah, 5 minutes.
105 agility is what he had.
And suddenly they also have a push mechanism. Like, having that many stacks, you just like, all right, I suddenly hit actually on towers. I deal damage.
And the Empower on top of it is just ridiculous.
Structures are fortified.
All right, so VP Classic at the very least. It's not in the best of positions here. The Spirit's going to come out. Should be able to get a stomp, but it's very easy to Dark Pact it due to the...
Oh, 5x force.
Yeah, he actually just got the hell out of there very quickly. Can't actually dispel the slow. He's going to be able to pounce to the low ground, though. They do not have Haunt. BZZ still chasing this. Another Dark Pact comes off. He might actually be able to get this kill. It's going to be really close. He's got 3 seconds on his ulti. He needs the regen from it to live. No, 1 second left. Illidan ends up dropping here. Can they actually take Phobos too? BZZ taking quite a bit of damage here. Mystic Flare is going to be used as well as a concussive shot, but I think Phobos is down too.
It was a deny at least.
Yeah.
Or like a suicide.
And now BZZ has 4.5k gold.
Maybe that was, okay, I take my words back. It was all planned.
I mean, yeah, that fight was actually worth quite a bit to VP Classic, but I still think that Illidan is just as much of a terror as he was before, even with that one death. Like, sure, that death is good for VP Classic, but
you could also see how much of an impact those Ascent Shift charges have. Like, it's like you have these charges, and suddenly, all right, you just choose to fight. It's like you have these 15 charges. but it's going to be like 45 agility that you suddenly have that you wouldn't have.
An eagle,
it's like
ethereal
more than
blade.
an eagle soul.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
So, do we think just straight up heart for the Spectre? Oh yeah, never mind. He actually bought the recipe already. So, looks like that's going to be the choice here from BZZ.
Is under attack.
I almost think sometimes when you're playing against heroes like Slark, if you ever get into like these small fights, having Manta on Spectre is just unbelievably good.
Even against Empower though, it'll
I
just
think
die
Manta's
instantly.
a better item, in my opinion, than a heart. Just because your farm speed goes up, you have split push potential, that especially because
RP.
you go.
Mag is dead. Oh, Ravage comes out, actually hits on quite a few, but Illidan again with a nice Dark Pack timing. They're going to try to take out 2 supports, and they do straight away. Spirit coming out from the other Titan secures that. Sadoy now going to be dying here. Nice stutter there from Mag, getting the Shockwave kill. BZZ now just wants to get the heck out of here, and they're going to end up going 2 for 2, but they actually killed G and Sadoy.
So the question is, did they know he does not have a T?
I'm trying to turn off his Radiance, but it's not working.
I feel like that's one of those things you should pretty much know all the time, right? Like you should be clicking on heroes pretty constantly when you go into a fight. Like before anything happens, right?
I'm pretty bad at
Like
that
in the
as well.
fight, it's kind of hectic and you might not know, but if you're going there for the reason to fight, I don't know. But either way, BZZ gets away.
But yeah, to your earlier point, I think picking up Manta over finishing hard, I personally like the Manta a lot better.
Just for the farming style.
I mean, it's just like, so with Spectre, especially when you have the Radiance, which you aim for, he's not even putting himself in danger by pushing out lanes. And it's really good. It's like kind of this Naga illusion effect.
Yeah.
And it just, first it increases your farm a lot, and your damage is just like, you find one hero, like just the dispersion, it deals so much damage.
That is very true. And right now, I mean, I think it's going to start becoming more and more of an issue to actually kill Illidan, not only because he now has an Aegis, but just because of the item progression that he's had. He's got 2,500 health and finds y'all and gets a first hit bash.
Crap.
I mean, even without that many Essence Shift charges, he's got over 300 damage because of Empower.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Like, that's really scary.
This is terrifying.
Because most Slarks, because their item progression typically consists of low damage items like Blink and Scotty. Like Hani was saying, not only the Essence Shift is massively important, but the
I think he
stats
should.
are just so much better.
Honestly, I think in this kind of scenario, I feel like a Butterfly could almost work wonders.
On
Just because
Slark?
on Slark. Because attack speed means so much, and Empower increases your base damage,
Yeah.
and like I think it counts also the agility into it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. So I think Butterfly could almost be better than a Bash. It's not like like the thing is, sure, Bash is really great, Abyssal is really good, but at the same time, he doesn't really need to abort anything because he doesn't care. Like once he has BKB, he can just hit on people anyway. And if you bash people or not, it's like he's gonna keep them in place. And all he wants is those shift charges, and then you win the fight either way. And then it's more about you being more tanky, and the more damage, you're gonna get more damage from getting the Butterfly.
Oh, Jottam.
Yeah, that's definitely not where you want to be.
Scary stuff.
I mean, I suppose he could go Basher and then go back for Butterfly, but I also think he's trying to conserve inventory space as well, because...
No, I mean, obviously, like, I'm not saying that Abyssal is a bad item choice. I think it's still good for sure. But I just think in this kind of scenario where he, like, you know, he doesn't really need to abort anything.
What about AC?
AC on Slark?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Against the ET.
You have a point, yeah, against
Yeah.
ET. You have a point. It's not bad. Definitely, it's not bad. But, I mean... There's no MKB. Forcing an MKB on Spectre is like always something like you don't really see it. It's a single core, and getting an MKB like on an Invoker, not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Do you really need it that badly, though? Like, you can't evade Desolate, and if you, like, Manta, you actually still do a reasonable amount of damage even if you miss. So...
Oh, you mean against the Butterfly?
Yeah, against Butterfly.
If you miss... I mean, you know, like in theory, against physical damage, you know, it's like 30% more HP or 35% more HP.
Yeah.
So... I just think it scales really well in the team, especially with Empower.
Oh, he turned off his Radiance. Good lad.
Well, I don't think it matters anyway. He can see the heroes that would potentially come to kill him. Although, I would say right now that VP are kind of suffering in the vision department, like VP Classic. They only have one ward outside of the base, whereas VP Polar have a couple of aggressive wards out, and they have a pretty good idea of where everyone is.
G's item progression has like been pretty much stunted.
Yeah, it's died. He needs a BKB so bad, honestly.
Mag. Oh, beautiful.
Well, G, once again, being the recipient of a solo RP, and he's going to die for it. He does have buyout, though.
But it's an Earth Splitter used as well. It's actually really important for the damage right now. Oh, y'all... Yeah, y'all misplayed there. It's like one of those things that happen on Titan.
Okay, here we go. The Ravage comes in. They're going to be able to kill the Venge. I think at the very least, the EMP goes off. They will secure the kill on FNG. Phobos has a BKB popped. Sadoi going to force staff away. And BZZ also doing the same. They've only killed one hero so far. They almost killed the Skywrath, but not quite. Mag coming in again. Another beautiful skewer. G, that's a dieback.
Okay.
Dead for 80 seconds.
He didn't get much agility, but they can still push so fast.
I wonder why they chose to take that fight down. I mean, Titan was down. I feel like, I don't know, delaying it in a way could have been nice.
It's still so risky, though. Like, you buy back to take a 5-on-5 engagement, not on your high ground.
Yeah,
like
exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it felt like, why do you want to choose to take the fight outside of your base?
I guess.
After you also use the Earth Splitter, which means a lot for the Ravage. Because you're in need of that damage.
Yeah.
True.
Illidan's gonna get his BKB force here, but he'll be fine.
I'm surprised he didn't just click them with the BKB on.
I mean, you still can die against these heroes, especially with the Elder Titan being alive. You have no armor, right? So you just get punched really hard. And Illidan actually has 6,000 gold, so if he wants to buy his Abyssal, he can. If he wants to go back for Butterfly or AC, he can also do that, but the Aegis needs to wear off before that happens.
Does Sadoi have... No.
He's probably going to buy the Abyssal, so he has buyback as well, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the Aegis is gone now, and he's got 6,300, so we'll see what his item choice is going to be soon.
They have a fair amount of lockdown, though. Like,
oh, he actually
he bought a Hyperstone.
Goes back and goes for the couriers now. Or could be the Majolni as well, but I guess it's going to be the...
Yeah.
Like,
I think you get the other item. You get the...
I mean, it's good for going high ground. It's good against ET. Up until this point, they have one armor ore, I believe. Yeah, they have the Vlads, but they don't have a mech, so the extra armor from the AC helps tremendously.
I just, like, that's what I was earlier my point with, he doesn't really have this super good Abyssal target. Like, let's say you're a VP Polar, and with a Slark you face a Mag. Like, against Mag, you want to have the Abyssal, so you can actually lock him down before he gets the RP off.
Yeah.
But since they have a Tide Hunter, it's like Tide Hunter will get out of the stun either way. So you have the Abyssal or not. It's not going to change that scenario.
True. I guess it's not so bad for Dazzle, like super late game.
Yeah, for Dazzle, for Titan, it's still obviously a good choice. But at the same time, you're like, well, if I catch them, they're dead anyway. Like in most situations, like with a casual basher now especially, like and they're not going to get away.
They have Vlads up on FNG as well. Pretty huge, even more bonus damage for this guy.
Yeah, and it is going to be an AC, so he's sending it out to himself right now. I think, honestly, with that item, I don't know if they can kill him at all anymore, because the biggest advantage that VP Classic had was the fact that Illidan basically had no armor.
Yeah.
And they could actually hit him quite hard if he ever was caught out. But now, it's like 15 armor doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have 2,700 health, your effective HP goes through the roof.
Yeah.
No, I think they are as well at this point where he has the buyback as well. He doesn't have BOTs right now. He doesn't have the gold to buyback BOT, but they probably just wait out. Like, the right choice right now would be you wait out, you get the Aegis. Okay, Slark can carry the Aegis. I think he should drop his Basher and take the Aegis, to be honest. Just because it doesn't have too much impact. Like, I don't think it has too much impact in the fight. Then again, on a Slark, Aegis is always like, it is good for sure. Yeah. But you lose your essence charges, so
what
it's
about
like
giving Aegis to Timbersaw?
to Timber? Yeah, it could be a good choice. At the same time, he could also get cheese.
Yeah.
If it's...
I think it's only second.
Is it second?
I'm not sure on that actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But yeah, like Timber obviously would be great as well. Then he can choose to initiate and
like, and you always have Venge, because Venge is actually quite a high level, like for the swap. I don't think they're gonna be able to focus down Illidan.
But like if you compare this game to the last game, definitely this game is a huge. I feel like it's at the point where it's a huge throw actually. Like it can VP Polar definitely has the edge by a margin.
Yeah. Definitely agree. I mean, they have 3 cores, basically. And I mean, Phobos has 310 CS, right? So he's got Aghanims, Bloodstone, BKB, Refresher on Mag.
3.5k gold.
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know how you're supposed to fight into this because you're one, I guess you could say dual core progression on VP Classic. G and the Spectre have not gotten an item for like 10 minutes.
I think
it's a single
25
core.
minutes.
It's pretty much a single core at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is you always have this Titan factor, but then again, Titan is not the... Like, Titan scales really well with a hard carry that actually hits really hard, like a PA. Slark is one of those. There's a few at AM, something like that. So
huge.
It doesn't matter at what point you are in late game. Those heroes can still instant kill you. But with a Spectre, it's like, it's damage over time, unless you have this butterfly abyssal at one point, where you're almost like, you drop your radiance at that point. It's like, and they're really far away from that.
Do you think the Orchid on G worked there?
Oh, they've spotted Illidan. Can they actually take him down here? They refresh the Ravage. Is there enough damage? He pops the BKB and his ulti. He's not going down just yet. The AC definitely making the difference there, and he manages to get the blink away. Mag comes in. He gets an RP and a skewer into a second RP. They're going to use the shallow grave on a G. Very nice targeting by Jowdum. Not a single person has died in this team fight yet. There we go. G goes down. Illidan's back in the fight. He blinks forward. BZZ on a killing spree, getting Lil as a shockwave finishes him off as well. And all of a sudden, things seem to be falling apart here for VP Classic. Another nice grave by Jowdum. And you could not have asked him to play that fight any better, and it just did not matter.
Did Titan use a second Ravage?
No, he did not set Ravage a second time. I think...
He didn't have mana. Like, I know when I later looked at him, he didn't have enough mana.
Yeah.
I think he was sure that with a Gush and with an Anger Smash, he's going to get the kill.
Yeah.
But he, like, I mean, it was really close, I guess. It was a tough, like, call. But in theory, if you're this far behind and you don't choose to make sure that the Slark dies, you're pretty much done for. Like, now they know they only have one Ravage.
Does he have Shivas on an Aegis? Oh, what?
Interesting.
The Ancients killed the
How
couriers.
is that even... What?
The Ancients killed the courier. This little ancient Thunder Hunter killed his Shiva's guard.
It was up there and it just like came by.
It was really pissed off at the courier.
Yeah, that's weird. That definitely should not be a thing. I think everyone on VP Polar is kind of question marks right now. And they force a buyback or two. I think they only forced one, actually.
I just had a look at the courier, and the Ancient just kind of walked up to the secret shop and just... I don't even know. Like, that was really weird.
Well, a little bit of a bummer, but I don't think VP Polar are going to sweat it too much.
What was on the courier?
Shivas.
Oh, alright. Well, Roshan is up, right?
No, they just killed it.
Oh, it was... Alright.
They have the Aegis on the Timber.
Oh, it has Timber. Yeah, I think they... I don't know. I feel like at this point they should just go high ground. They know they only have one Ravage.
Even without their Shivas?
Honestly, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it's a make or break at all. I mean, you wait out the refresher, I think, on Mag, which is only another minute, and then you just go.
Then they're also waiting out the refresher.
Rough Tide. Yeah, it's kind of catch-22.
I honestly think.
I mean, they have them in the base right now. I guess that's the upside. So
Venge nearly has a fucking BKB. Like,
I don't think it's a big deal.
No, but like, all of a sudden the Ravage does nothing, and you can
I
always
think it
swap
can
people.
be though. Like,
you can always swap out of danger.
If you can just, obviously you're standing really far away from Sadoy because Sadoy has to blink on the Slark to be able to get a Ravage. Yeah. So you can time your BKB a lot easier that way if you're sitting way back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's good for that effect. I mean, now he has the 16, like the level 3 swap. But at the same time, I don't know, like getting that off already without any progress. Like, let's say a Mag comes, a Timber, anything. Then it's like, you know, they didn't manage to kill him.
Well, this smoke is going to catch a support here, so FNG going to be tanking the gank. And I mean, that's pretty much best case scenario for VP Polar.
There
right?
was another smoke though, right?
Yeah, it was a smoke, yeah.
They smoked to kill Avenge. Definitely not the target they were looking for. And Illidan's just going to beat this tier 2 down in the top lane.
I think if he sees anyone, he can get a pick off. Look, they see BZZ. They have another...
They catch the Spectre, skewing him right into Illidan. And here comes the Ravage. Mag actually has a BKB on as well as Illidan. That's going to be a second RP coming out. They're going for BZZ so hard right now. The Tidehunter didn't even get a chance to refresh to get a second Ravage off. Here comes Yul. He's going to throw out the Stomp, the Grave onto BZZ, keeping him alive for a bit longer, but it's not enough, and there is no buyback. on that Spectre.
Oh,
He
God.
is dead for a minute and a half. They're going to be able to kill Yul as well. Mag with the shockwave. Okay, so
Yeah.
they're definitely losing mid-racks. Yul buys back. I do not think they can stop this
I
at
think
the very
that's
least.
game.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Ascension charges does Slark have right now? He was pretty
The
much
level 2 Exhort meatball coming at you, it's not exactly the most...
I mean, he only
intimidating.
has 12, but he has AC and Abyssal, so he definitely does a lot of damage.
He actually needs to watch out right now. He doesn't have ulti up and no BKB.
Yeah.
He's alright.
It's a little bit odd, actually. They haven't taken the racks yet. Here comes Mag. Okay, he's got bots now.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Still
Mag
running
played
power on
really
Illidan.
well in this game, actually.
Yeah.
He's got some really clutch RPs.
I mean, apart from that early...
yeah, the
throw,
early,
I guess,
yeah, the
but-
early one.
I mean, it's hard to always have good RPs, right? Like,
yeah, obviously, it was more like that he, you know, like, he kind of chose to die. Like,
Yeah.
he could have got them one kill with the RP, then instead it turned out that he died. But yeah, he had some pretty good RPs, that's true.
VP Polar looking like they want to go on this. Swap on a G. They get a magic missile off. Here comes Mag again, and there is just no way that he's living through that. Bides back immediately. BZZ, he's up in 20, but they have lost 2 sets of racks for this.
Do you think if Invoker had gone for a Midas instead of the Orchid, the game would have been any different?
Would have had more items, but I feel like it always comes down to how much he gets done.
Yeah.
Like on Crossvex, it's so much about that
Your
you
impact,
get,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. You just do something with their time, and I mean that's the issue about Crossvex, or generally about Invoker. Like late game, it's there's so few item builds that actually like where you have this huge impact still.
Yeah. Like even if you have like Aghanim the Refresher and you're level 25, they still have so many BKBs though.
So, yeah, but then it's not about. I think when you get the Refresher axe on an Invoker and you go like Extra route, it's like you aim to just use one, because you have a Titan, and if they BKB, sure thing, then they BKB for it. But then like you can still choose a second
Yeah.
like meteor combo if you wanted to do that.
Well, right now, I mean, VP's only option is trying to get 2 really good Ravages. That's basically the only way I think they can win a fight.
That's ambitious.
It's very ambitious.
Yeah, and
like
FMG even now has his own BKB, so...
Like what Mags has been doing in nearly every fight, he just BKBs and ultis like Spectre, and then just refreshes and ulti Spectre again. Ooh, nice.
Oh, Tornado here. Mag with the skewer away. They're going to kill
Oh,
the courier,
beautiful.
though. It has a refresher on it, by the way. That was Illidan's refresher that they just killed.
Oh, nice.
And yes, that is a Slark with a refresher.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
What does he drop though?
I don't like it.
Well, what does he drop?
I don't think that's my point. He doesn't have an item to
Yeah,
drop.
I'm really confused.
Well, I mean, you can drop Blink, I guess, right?
Yeah, but then you have like so shit mobility.
Well, what if, for the sake of argument, if he just keeps the courier at the push, and then he just goes in and then refreshes his ulti and BKB again, and
I
then
mean, I
has it
guess he
again?
can.
Yeah, just
refresh
refresh your
BKB.
ulti.
I mean, it's a little, what do they call it, try-hard, but it's still good, right?
Yeah, like if you actually use, like if you keep all items that he has right now,
Yeah.
then it's good. And he just uses it to refresh in the fight. He buys his own chicken, whatever.
Oh, Phobos potentially getting caught here. Mag just going for the solo RP, and Illidan's there as well. The skewer wasn't even necessary, as G just gets absolutely annihilated. There's another Ravage coming off here. Mag getting another RP. This
Give him a
time it's going to
little
be on
skewer, just
2.
a baby.
Yul dropping so fast here. BZZ getting
Holy
low as well. The
crap.
Grave comes off from Jotum. Are they even going to be able to kill Illidan before this fight is over? It just doesn't look like they have the damage left in the tank, and that's going to be Lil with another double.
Is under
Holy
attack.
crap. That might be game.
GG.
Good game, Wolf.
GG. Really nice game.
I mean, that one for me, it just felt like, to some point, unless the Spectre was ahead, like by a wide margin, there was just not enough on the team. And I think Connie actually mentioned something that ended up being extremely important, is they didn't end up having a double Ravage fast enough. Like, I actually think if they had it sooner, it would have made a huge difference in the game.
I agree. I mean, I think the double Ravage would have been one. But I also think, to me, like, there was kind of the first draft by VP Polar that I think was the better opening. Like, their opening of the draft was good. BS Slark made a lot of sense. You have to save, you have your carry Slark, which is kind of never bad. And yeah, like in the end, it was The execution was better. I think overall, from the 3 games, the least throws.
Clowny game.
Yeah. Kind of overall well executed, I think.
I think G played really well at the start of the game, but he just fell off so early.
I mean, he died 11 times.
No, but he was like wrecking at the start of the game.
No. I don't disagree with that. I just mean that they were focusing him so hard. Like every fight, if Mag saw an RP on G, he went for it. Like every single time. I think it's especially important that he did that before they had BKBs, because the Quaswex Invoker, before like Slark or anyone else has magic immunities, so much more frustrating to deal with, because one tornado can almost like reset the fight completely. And if you get a good
I wonder
EMP.
though if it would have been maybe better to rush Orchids before getting drums even. Like
so you just mean like phase?
So have an earlier impact
like
with
to
it.
get the Orchids even earlier, because it's like you get this timing in Orchids, and then it almost comes to this point where it maybe is a bit too late. Like he didn't find the kills, they get the blink already on Mag. Like they have these core items in a way, and then Orchids is like this item which really has to have a good timing. Like you have to have a really good timing on the Orchids.
He still got it, what, like 24, something like that?
Yeah,
25
something
minutes?
like that,
yeah. And by that time, there's already heroes who are pretty close to BKB.
Like
by
Venge
that
lived
point.
through his Orchid combo, which shouldn't really happen at all.
Yeah. But that was by a tier 2, right? When somebody TP'd him to save him, but...
Well, with that best of 3, it means that it is VP Polar, actually, that will move on tomorrow to face Cloud9, while the loser, so VP Classic, will still play another match tonight, but they have to wait first, because there's first a different match. But before all of that, of course, there is a winner's interview, so Jess is on stage right now. Let's go to her.
Thank you, Shiver. I'm standing here with FNG, and congratulations on the spectacular 2 wins in a row. Now, for the first game, most of the casters agreed that Virtus Pro Classic would have won based on the draft, which of course they did. The second game, the casters also said that they thought VP would win. How did you guys pull off the win in game 2?
I would say that first draft was isn't perfect, because like we got only Void who can do physical damage, so in middle of the game we feel the problems that they got BKBs, they had to tanky, so it's like trying to do something, but they didn't make mistakes, so they won the first game. In second game, I feel like the draft was pretty good for them, pretty good for us, but the start of the game was really perfect for us. We got a lot of kills, but then we kind of throw, but I'm happy that we won.
And of course, you're finished playing games for the day. What are you going to do with the rest of the day, and how are you feeling? Are you relieved?
I don't know. I'm feeling tired because like I won't sleep so hard, but it's really good like to feel that you're already in top 4, you know. So I'm happy, and I think my team is happy as well.
Good. And then finally, as Shiver said, tomorrow you guys will be playing Cloud9. Are you prepared for that, or are you nervous at all?
I think we're playing Evil Geniuses.
Oh, did Shiver lie to me? Okay.
Cloud9 was took the first place in group stage, so why the guys who win first place in this kind of elimination playing versus Cloud9? I think we're playing Evil Geniuses.
Okay, well then are you nervous to play against Evil Geniuses?
Yeah, like, you know, they're top 3 of 4 international, so it's kind of hard to play against them. When I was in Navi, we always lost to EG, so I think we'll show a good Dota, at least.
Great, well thank you so much and good luck tomorrow. And now I think we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we return we'll have the losers bracket of Team Tinker versus 4ASC.